markets have been very volatile.
Yeah, and so which asset really stands out for you, given you've got the different volatilities? You've already highlighted Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and gold, right? And Swiss franc. What asset do you really sort of cherish?
So
the
I
most
think on the
in your
currency side, we
Yeah.
really see Swiss franc as a huge standout
Yeah.
among all the currencies, because Swiss franc is up almost between 11 and 12% against dollar.
Wow.
Which is phenomenal. And Swiss National Bank has been cutting the rate. So if you really think about it, it's completely like crazy that the kind of rally that we have seen in Swiss franc has seen relentless bid among the Swiss assets. And then gold is a huge standout. I mean, we haven't seen gold has seen, if you see the chart,
it's
parabolic.
high,
You see the asset is a over $10 trillion asset, reaching to 20 trillion now. So that's a clear huge standout this year among all assets, even at this point outperforming Bitcoin. And definitely Bitcoin is also, I would say, a standout because it really struggled in the very early, where people had to deleverage and reduce their positioning, and then that affected Bitcoin positioning. And now people are coming back into that, playing as an asset that could be a play on the new U.S. administration friendly policies. At the same time, an independence from any mistakes that administration may do, like independence of Federal Reserve. Also a rally towards expansion of the M2 money base. We thought it may be kind of inflationary. Inflation in the past, when bond yields went high, Bitcoin really didn't perform well. It came down. But I think what we are seeing is a maturity of the cycle. The flow is very different this time, because now I think most of the big hedge funds, most of the macro names do trade Bitcoin. So it has a very high correlation to typical markets. It's not anymore moving based on, just crypto
alone.
And that's what, it's driving the story. Even I would say, as we had a scenario where S&P and Nasdaq were down 2.5% to 3%, Bitcoin up 3%. This is mainly because markets were afraid that the Federal Reserve may not have independence. So they went into an asset where they find it very clean, which is gold, which is Swiss franc, yen, and then German government bonds, and then Bitcoin as well. So I think it's also the story of the bigger markets is driving the Bitcoin story. And today we saw another rally where they said, look, we're going to basically do really nothing. We're going to find a trade war. So the story is risk on. So you have Nasdaq up 4%, S&P up 3.5% or 3%. Bitcoin also rallied. So even though the rally looks going higher, but the narrative is very different. And
what's shifted though is the narrative is not only crypto is volatile, it's also the traditional markets have become volatile. So how do you handle all of that volatility?
It's really difficult. So we have seen that on the day when Trump tweeted that buy low because very attractive, Nasdaq rallied 12%. We're talking about trillions of dollars of wealth added.
Right?
So I must say, like, April has been a very challenging month in general for somebody like G20, which trades also normal currencies, gold, and also largely crypto as well. So it's very challenging. I think we on the obviously we have various internal models to look at a lot of leading indicators on the currency side. Also on the interest rate side, also on the bond side, which we look at. So on the headline news, obviously we follow, as you know, that Twitter and also President Trump's own social media for the post. We're based in Switzerland, but also we have offices across, so we kind of coordinate there. On the crypto, I think we follow various protocols, their own Twitter handles, their own news, and also many well-known media sources and some of the names that we follow. I think it's very also important where there's a lot of not so correct news these days, which led to rally in the markets. So it's really important to see, did Scott Bessent really meant that? Did President Trump really said it? It's very important to verify these days because a tweet can move the entire market. So I think that's why it has become a really headline-driven market. So we use many paid sources as well, not just a free media. I think for people that would really like to follow the headlines. I think besides Twitter, you have Masari Research is quite good. Blockworks related media is quite good. Also, the Block is quite good. And I would say, like, any major media that is credible enough, I think you can basically look into that. And also you have to find your own sources, but always take the recommendations in the Twitter with a pinch of salt, basically, because people may be talking their own book, or maybe they are just trying to get you into the trade that they want to sell. So you have to be really careful on whether you follow anybody. Like, anybody that's making a recommendation is having a conviction. So how much this is correct, how much is the entry and exit size. So you have to be very careful when you follow people to take a decision. And I would say don't trust anybody.
So always verify, have multiple sources, and identify key people and individuals or protocols on Twitter before you actually take it into account.
That's right, as well. And we use also Bloomberg, Reuters, various other live data feeds and news for the capital markets as well. For the crypto, you use the directly news from the protocols or anything. And I think in crypto, unfortunately, rumors travel pretty fast on anything. So any news you must really verify before you actually make a judgment out of it. So, for example, some of them say, look, Swiss National Bank, some of the members have voiced their opinion that having a sovereign CBDC is actually not good in terms of the privacy. So they actually are in favor of currency notes where its privacy is protected. So we will see both worlds where some of the countries will issue CBDCs, some of the countries will not issue CBDCs, but definitely we will be in a world where you will have crypto, you will have fiat, that both will be remaining there. I don't see any of them replacing other.
Same. I think we see the same thing. I mean, it's like Barnes & Noble still exists, right? And Border Books versus Amazon Books, right? So you have both assets. You do have the physical and you have the digital as well. And you'll see the same in the currencies. Stablecoins is a big market, right? We're seeing a stablecoin emergence and boom.
So I think crypto is an amazing area where if the stablecoin market goes to 1 trillion, you almost have 1 trillion debt basically sold to the issuers of the stablecoin. I think as the sector evolves and matures, we see more and more good people with really good intentions coming in, and I'm very optimistic that it will evolve into a better stage as with the time progresses. So it's very important to differentiate which is going to survive, which is going to fail, and so to do the homework is extremely important.